The United States is doing something that I am sure is something that Russia would be very happy about, and that is they're urging Ukraine to hold elections as soon as the ceasefire starts. And you're probably saying, wait a minute, isn't that something that Putin kind of wants? And yeah, we need to talk about this. For those who don't know, Ukraine is in what they call martial law. Under martial law, elections cannot take place. This is mostly a security thing because A, millions of Ukrainians who are citizens are not in Ukraine because, well, Russia kicked them out by destroying their homes. And B, Russia tends to have a way to meddle in elections. And you know for a fact they would meddle in this election. And so now we're seeing Keith Kellogg, the guy who's now in charge of peace talks, essentially say that there needs to be an election as soon as the war is paused. He argues that most democratic nations hold elections during wartime and that doing so would strengthen Ukraine's democracy. Now, I know what you're saying. Didn't Putin just make a whole big ordeal saying that Zelensky is not the legitimate president and that he would make a deal with anyone but Zelensky because he's not the legitimate president? Realistically, Putin just doesn't want to look weak or bow down to Zelensky, and so he would rather have someone else there to make a deal with than Zelensky, which sort of kind of sounds like what the US representatives are trying to say here. In one of the now circulating Trump proposals for peace, there would be a temporary ceasefire, and then down the line, there'd be a more permanent resolution. You see where I'm going with this, right? Under those two things, that would mean there'd be a ceasefire, and then an election, and then peace? Which is exactly what Russia would want. You see that? Now, realistically, I don't see within the next, because they want this done in the next few months, I doubt that's going to happen. From everything I see, Russia needs more pressure, which is going to take at least 9 months, which would mean that we won't see any kind of election in Ukraine until, even if they did it in 9 months, sometime in early 2026. Because let's be honest, so far we really haven't heard anything from the Trump team that would actually say, oh yeah, that's a decent idea. They've all just kind of been like, no, you're just trying to stop it without actually punishing Russia, and Russia is the one that should be punished during this whole thing. And I get the compromises need to be made on both sides, but let's remember who the aggressor is and who is still attacking civilians every single day in Ukraine, like last night, for example. There should be no ceasefire talks without Russia understanding that they're in the wrong and that they need to stop doing any kind of aggression, not only to Ukraine, but any country. And unfortunately, Putin is nowhere near that mindset to even agree to that or even say that. But if a plan does come out, I'll be sure to let you know, so be sure to share my videos and follow me for more.